Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, when the chips are down, you see who's who and what is what. And I mean, it's easier actually to observe these kind of things. It seems like Putin was right. And in what way? He made a lot of statements, obviously, and one of them that he kept saying it for about at least 10 years directly. He was saying this before as well, is that there is an Anglo-Saxon hegemony, or at least a bloc Anglo-Saxon, he called it, and then he said collective West. And you see it in full display here in the Israel situation. And there's two countries that activated their military and brought navy ships to support Israel. Now, Great Britain thinks that they are part of the Anglo-Saxon Axis, but they are just, dragged around or behind by the United States, and both of them are led by the same influence, the same orders from the same groups. So let me show you how the U.S. Defense Secretary, so our Defense Secretary in our name, tells a different family, a different household, a different country that more additional assets will be deployed to Israel from us, because they determine that in our name. So they use us to support whomever they want or not support whomever they want, regardless of however we might think or agree or disagree to have our name and our taxes and our military used. Because why? They know better. So let me show you two articles and possibly three. So this comes from UPI, and you can find it in other news outlets. This is not a gatekeeper of the truth. In Israel, U.S. is the United States Defense Secretary Austin says he's prepared to deploy additional assets. So it's how many countries already jumped on board with this? Who are in there? It's the United States, Great Britain, and that's about it. Well, you can say it's just fulfilling a prophecy here, but I don't think so. The same thing happened in Ukraine when the same guy, the bad guy, Putin, the same warned about what's going on in Ukraine, and that's exactly what it happens, which is some people control a situation against other interests, which is in this case Russia, and it's actually global interests. Russia is just a something that opposes them at this point and needs to be removed. And after Russia is removed, it's going to be used, if it's removed, it's going to be used as an example for the other possible contenders to, be blocking the path to hegemony, to globalist hegemony, which is we're going to be the ones determining for you. And that is some people through the might of the United States of America, using other countries that would eager beavers, and the rest will follow because they're threatened. Or they know better because they see the example of Russia and possibly China next. So let's see what this idiot is saying, because he's in charge of us. Remember, if this guy receives an order, which I don't think this is, he receives orders, yes. This guy is not he's in charge of us, of our military supposedly, which I don't think he's in charge as long as he follows the orders. And there he is. He's going to use us in possibly World War III. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin. Remember, if this guy receives an order against you, what do you think he's going to do? Nothing, just protect you. And now we have another one. We have the Chief of Staff, Joint Chief of Staff, another one. Now, if those two guys determine that they don't like a group anymore, well, they potentially have the power to restrain that group that can be, labeled as this, as that, and they can come and take care of you. What are you going to do? Nothing, give up your country. Anyway, you already did. I came when the deal was already done, but it's okay, let's try to change that. So Defense Austin reaffirmed the United States' support for Israel in a joint press conference Friday following discussions with Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant and other prominent Tel Aviv leaders. Austin said that the United States stands firmly, so we stand, all of us stand firmly behind the people of Israel and remains dedicated to providing the nations with the necessary means to safeguard its defense. Okay. Remember, providing the nations with the necessary means to safeguard its defense. And I'm quoting, the world has just witnessed blah, 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 blah. Okay, this last sentence here is the most important one that you should remember. So, and I'm quoting this idiot. So make no mistake, the United States, us, will make sure that Israel has what it needs to defend itself. Okay, well, good for you. But that drags us in something that some of the US population might disagree, but hey, who cares? We've never been asked. And if you disagree with the agenda, you're called names, obviously. So this is another article from UPI, is right here the title, Britain deploys Royal Navy vessels, spy aircraft and marines in support of Israel. So the Anglo-Saxon Axis, you see it clearly. You don't see, I don't know, Zimbabwean army over there, do you? Or I don't know, anything else like Argentinian or anything like that? No. Okay. So you see, this is just clear, or not clear, easier for you to see through all this smoke screen that the mass media puts in front of you. So let's see what the British do in the British subjects in their name. Britain said Friday it was sending 2 Royal Navy ships, RAF surveillance aircraft and marines to the Eastern Mediterranean to provide backup amid the war between Israel and Hamas. So you're telling me these guys provide backup against Hamas? Without being too much of an asshole, which that's my double nature or something, do you think that Hamas as a group could win against Israel as a country supported by and financed and armed and all that with nuclear weapons? Actually, we don't know that, right? Okay, not officially. So do you think that Israel would lose? I think would have a hard time, because it's always a guerrilla war is a very hard war to fight, unless you dropped a bomb and then you won the war, or you just close your eyes and drop tons of bombs. Hey, they already did that. 6,000 tons of 6,000 bombs were dropped in 5 days already. I saw an article, it was more than the US dropped on ISIS. So anyway, in what period? Intensity, my friends, intensity. Not only the number, intensity, how fast, if you throw 1,000 punches in 1 minute, I'm just exaggerating, or you throw 1,000 punches in your lifetime, the frequency obviously is this versus that. So anyway, here it is. They help Israel against Hamas. I don't think that's necessary. I think they are just getting ready for something else. The deployments was meant to deliver practical support. Practical is like you do something, it's not like even that is practical. Support to Israel and partners. Who are the partners, I would like to know, in the region? Who are the partners exactly? Great Britain, what partners do you have? You have no partners. Great Britain does have no partners. United States is not a partner. United States is the guy who is in charge here. So he's not a partner. Who else? Saudi Arabia? I think maybe Qatar is following US's orders, but not. And why do I say Qatar? I think Qatar froze the $6 billion that had to go under a written agreement in Iran. So another do business with the West, as many said. Do business with the West? I will tell you a little story if I still have time about doing business with the West by a Romanian king. And offer deterrence and assurance. Deterrence could be assurance, yeah, you do whatever you want, we're going to be assured nobody's going to intervene and do whatever you want. So that's that. So my friends, we have this beautiful articles talking about the help coming from 2 countries. Concrete help. Concrete. There might be some others who will be forced in the future. They will not run out there. The telephone lines are hot in making Romania send something. You're going to find out France is going to send something. Germany is going to send something. Everybody's going to send something. Why? Not everybody. The countries among the 40 that are in US's plantation. Maybe Australia will send something, even have nothing to do with that. But nevertheless, they will be called upon to show support, and then they can say the world community. That's not the world community. There's a lot of things, dangerous things happening in the Western world, and that is the European countries, United States, Canada, and Australia to a certain extent, and that is bad. There are demonstrations, tens of thousands of people demonstrating support of Palestinians, and they can't stop that. They try. What are they going to do, Europeans? Shoot them? What are they going to do? They block Meta and other garbage, so you can't disseminate misinformation and disinformation. But they do it officially with, what's his name, Biden showing up and saying, I saw pictures of the decapitated children in Israel. And now they say, well, there's no hard proof for that. It's just we said, but nobody presented that so far. No, I don't know if that happens. I don't discard that happening, but they are just trying to make all kind of things. So let me tell you about opinion making process. That's what it is. Let me tell you about that king. His name was Stefan the Great, Stefan cel Mare, and he lived in 1450, I think, or something like that, 1440 something to 1500s, and he fought the Poles, he fought the Turks, he fought the Tatars, he fought whoever invaded his country, the Hungarians and whomever, the Romanians as well. So he fought everybody. He was in charge for about, I don't know, 40 some years, 50 years, which was a hard thing to do then. And reportedly on his deathbed, where he was dying anyway, over there, he I think he wrote, or he said, I'm not sure because I haven't seen the paper, he left to his the ones who are going to be in charge, that they should he fought all his life, he fought the Turks, like mostly the Turks, and the Poles were the ones, but with the Turks, and he said that on his deathbed that you should trust the Turk more than the guys in the West. And I was like, what the hell? What is that guy talking about? He fought the Turks so many times. I mean, he never was in an alliance with the Turks as far as I remember, but he was in an alliance kind of with the Poles, alliance with the Hungarians at one point, enemies, friends, enemies, and so on. And he said that you should trust the Turks, but don't trust the other guy. I was like surprised. But as in my experience and my observation, my research, I found out, they all, fuck up left and right. The problem is these guys do not pretend to be honorable. The other ones pretend. That's what bothers me. When these guys pretend to be virtuous and ethical and all that, and they fuck up almost as bad as the other ones. But you're supposed to ignore that. I'm going to give you two examples. One is when Trump, the United States, it's not Trump, United States signed, that deal with Iran. Trump said, we're just leaving. We just leave. We don't like it anymore. We don't like what the United States signed under the other administration, so we withdraw. They withdrew. Then the same with the Paris Accord, which I'm all for it, with a global warming jerk off. The same thing. Just got out. Boom. These guys got in again. So it's, what's going on here. You can have different policies, but when you sign a contract as a country, because it was not signed by, how to call it, Obama by himself, because he decided my name is Tom Jones, I'm going to write that down, that's my signature. That's United States whose signature and stamp and seal is on that. Okay, now you can say the other one changed. Okay, you changed, you're unreliable, my buddy. And now again, with the 6 billion, I don't know the details on that. And these guys try to make a connection between Hamas being trained, and they want to attack Iran, not the same. In Ukraine, they didn't want Ukraine. In Ukraine, they wanted to take care of Russia. In this kind of garbage here, they immediately switched to what is in our advantage, like September 11. What did they do? They didn't attack whomever was in charge of September 11. No, they attacked Iraq. Why? It was convenient. It was a reason to smack someone, and everybody backed off. So, someone punches me, and I go and destroy that guy's house. What does have this to do with the other one? So anyway, Americans gonna send, I wonder what more assets mean. Troops on the ground, I have no doubt they will, under a certain kind of, they said no, but they said the same thing in Ukraine, and they sent everything, and troops will be there, and probably are over there undercover and under different terms, like, I don't know, trainers, inspectors, euphemisms. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.